Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. All right, guys, on this episode of Bullet Points this morning, we are going to talk about an opinion piece written by Juan Williams in The Hill. Now, The Hill is a well-known publication, and Juan Williams is a well-known Democratic talking head. He's on NPR, he's on Fox News. Basically, if you want to see the Democratic strategy, look at Juan Williams because he's going to be spewing it. Now, the important thing here, and the reason that I'm picking this, I found it fascinating. Did you guys know that crime is a figment of our imagination? It doesn't exist. It's really interesting. And wherever there is crime, which doesn't exist, it's all Republicans' fault because they have pro-gun policies, and that's clearly their fault. There's a lot here, and the reason I'm going to hit this so hard with links in the description to prove the point is this is what we're going to hear for the next 8 to 10 months. It's the whole move. The Democrats are angling for this way. Now, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Send this out far and wide because we have to get in front of this, and that's what we're going to do on this channel as we pass the blessing of the Second Amendment to the next generation. Now, we're going to get in that 1 second. I just want to make sure that you guys are squared away on something. Now, a lot of you are telling me that the YouTube algorithm accidentally unsubscribed you from the channel, so make sure that subscription is still active, that notification bell is on so you can get this goodness up to date. And if you're new, we're always looking to earn that subscription to fill the ranks because we have a mission that we are working towards, and we'd love to have you along. Thank you so much, and let's dive into this because this is mind-boggling. Like, it's the only word I've got. Juan Williams. GOP is stirring up crime fears. Okay, let's explore this. Now, keep in mind, this is 2022, okay? Let's see what Juan has to say. Republicans are ready to use the nationwide rise in violent crime against Democrats in the midterm elections. Well, they kind of did it to themselves because the whole defund the police movement. That's odd. Yes, the murder rate is up. And what I want to note here is the manipulation that's about to happen. Notice how he started very broad and said crime wave and then zeroed in right to murder, really specific. Check this out. But 7 of the 10 states with the highest murder rates voted for former President Trump in 2020, so it's their fault. Most of those murders involved guns, there's our tie-in, and took place in southern states with lax gun control laws enacted by Republican governors and legislatures. So how can Democrats be attacked as the party responsible for the rise in crime? Oh, I don't know, defund the police? Anyway, this is what's really interesting because Juan is touting that this is really factual and this is current up-to-date information. Well, I pulled the CDC stats and the most recent data is from 2019. That's weird. So you're extrapolating data from 2019 and you're correlating it to current events in 2022 going towards the midterms? Seems like a stretch? It is a bit of a stretch, but look what happens here. This is where the twist comes. Fear of crime has historically been at the advantage of Republicans, but crime rates have fallen dramatically since the 1990s. Did you see that? He zoomed back out. He started out with crime very broad, then he went to murder, which was a very heavy focus on gun control, then he zoomed back out to crime, which has fallen since the 1990s. Well, I've pulled the information from the FBI statistics, and please take a look with me. Rate of homicide offenses by population, 1990 to 2020. So this is homicides, what he's talking about. So, see, we're so much better since the 1990s, because look how much smaller it is. Well, never mind the spike, just the fact that it's smaller. Well, going back to his example, if you go and zoom out to only crime, look how much smaller crime is overall. But that's not the same here. Do you see the manipulation? The exact same reductions are happening in homicides and in crime, but he's using murders against Republicans but decreasing crime for Democrats. Do you see how manipulative this is? It's not over. It doesn't even begin to get over. Check this out. Last year, the FBI released statistics showing a sharp rise in murder in 2020, so those 2019 statistics. Gallup polling found 51% of Americans believed there was more crime in their neighborhood, and 74% thought crime was up nationwide from a year before. Those percentages were among the highest recorded by Gallup pertaining to fear of crime over the last 25 years. The exaggerated fear is largely Trump-led Republican phenomenon. So, just so you guys know, all the crime fears, everything, it's Republicans' fault. It has nothing to do with Democrats or independents. No one even believes crime exists, even though the mainstream media has been using crime and violent crime as a bludgeon to go after gun control for 2 years. Ignore all that. Don't believe your lying eyes. Juan Williams is here. Quote, This year's increase in Americans' belief that there is more crime in the area than a year ago is mostly explained by a surge of Republicans, rising 29 points from 38% in 2020 to 67% today, wrote Lydia Saad of Gallup. Well, I pulled the more up to date because they pulled numbers from 2020. Look what occurred in 2021. Here's one poll. Americans view increases in violent crime as a national issue rather than a local one. That was from Ipsos. Morning Consult. Most voters see violent crime as a major and increasing problem, but they're split on its causes and how to fix it. Axios Ipsos. Crime, a top worry for Latinos. Is this really just a Republican thing? I don't think so. But listen to how he goes in and tries another manipulation. This whole article is manipulation, but check this out. Talking about Trump. But his false claims about crime also feel the need to excite gun owners who are fearful of new gun control laws. Fearful of new gun... Trust me, Trump doesn't need to excite us about gun control. You guys are doing just fine. If you've been watching this channel for the past 2 years, well, year and a half, this whole thing has been documenting gun control's attempted expansion and also the gun rights expansion in correlation and response to the gun control. Biden's executive actions, are you awake? Anyway, one more thing for you, and this part is where it comes all full circle. Talking point, big hit. The political power of the National Rifle Association is diminished. The group left limping and broken by scandal and lawsuits. Remington, the gun manufacturer, settled a major suit loss last week with the families of the victims of 2012 Newtown situation. Here it comes. In Congress, Republicans continue to block gun control legislation despite strong support for halting brisk sales of illegal guns. That's broad and doesn't have anything to do with anything. Background checks, that's H.R. 8 and 1446, which was stalled and stymied by Democrats in the Senate. Tracking gun sales, gun registry, that ain't going to happen. And bans on assault-style weapons. So we just went from moderate to the farthest left that you possibly can go because Juan Williams wants to make a point about gun control and murders, but not crime. This is the manipulation that we can pick apart and use this hypocrisy for our positive outcome. And that's what I have for you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments field below, and I will see you tonight at the 9 p.m. segment. I'm Braden. See you later.